Hello and welcome to Wednesday. This is my least favorite day of the year. This is the day that I and many others loathe. This is the day that I kill the taxes. And admittedly, it's actually not that bad this year. We formed an LLC last year, and we did it in such a way where we really, quite literally, cut the workload for tonight in half, and that was good. See, what we did is, we established the business and we got, business accounts and we got the cards, but we didn't start using them until July 1st. So what that meant was that from July 1st to the end of the year, everything was, done in the corporation. The corporation took care of stuff. All of those expenses are categorized and done because Mal took care of everything on QuickBooks, so everything from like the second half of the year is done. It's beautiful, it's wonderful. We have very little work that we have to do on that end. But that does mean that the first half of the year is the way it's always been, which is just a bunch of receipts shoved in a bag where I'm like, I'll get back to this later. So today I have to actually get back to it. And you can see over there I've started to sort stuff, and there's still quite a bit more to do. And while I have to say that I praise us for doing the thing where we started it like July 1st, because then it's literally half the year, and that's awesome, I do want to say that we kind of made a mistake. And the mistake was we went to Japan back in April or May, I can't remember exactly when. We went to Japan, we had a wonderful time. We have a lot of receipts. The receipts are in Japanese. And we did not, for whatever reason, make notes exactly what we were getting. Now, we can still work our way through them, but it's a much more difficult process now because we got to categorize all that stuff and figure out what it is. And some of them are easy. Some, like if you have the big golden arches at the top of the receipt, it's probably McDonald's. There's some things on there that they have either English characters, Romanji or whatever, so you can tell what's going on. But then some of the stuff that it doesn't. And you gotta translate it with, Google Translate or whatever, where you take the picture and try to figure out what it says so you can figure out what it is that we did in Japan. So everything else is going to be pretty easy. That 1 week in Japan is going to be a pain, but everything else seems to be going well. The objective for me today is to finish taxes if I can. Well, it wouldn't be finished, but finished preparing. Prepare all the taxes and then contact my accountant and try to get up with him in the next few days to take care of this. We are going out of town next week in however many days, 8 days, and I'm super excited for that, but we also have to have our taxes done before then, so that's what I'm working on today. Now, if I can get this done tonight, then we should be on track to have everything good by the time that we go on vacation next week. Like, the taxes will be done, we won't have to think about that, we'll have like Let's Plays scheduled, we'll have we won't have vlogs cut up by any stretch of the imagination, but we'll be working on it. And Mao is also doing a really good job on all of her channel stuff too. She just finished her second painting last night. She's going to be starting on her next one tomorrow. So things are going well. That is the bane of my existence, although admittedly that's the bane of my existence every single year. I'm going to report back whenever I get a little bit further. Well, it's late. It's 5 in the morning, which is a lot later than I wanted to be up. But I told myself, I'm not going to bed until this is done. I wanted it 100% done. I wanted them to die. I wanted to kill them, and I killed them.
You did it.
They're dead.
We did it.
We did it. It was a we. It was a we. And honestly, there was a few extra hours of work in there that I was not expecting to do because the person who has been in charge of QuickBooks has been Mal, and I haven't looked at QuickBooks at all, really. I was just like, I'll take care of it. Occasionally she asks me questions like, what did you buy on this day for $20? And I'd be like, this. And she'd be like, okay. So I had everything done on my end, and I was like, cool, I just need to get all the corporation stuff from Mal. So we sit down, and she shows me what the printout looks like, and I'm like, what are these categories? Like, what does this mean? What is miscellaneous supplies? And we looked into it, and there's like 4 or 5 different things, types of things that are in there, and I'm like, oh my god, no. So then we sat down and took like, how many hours? Like probably 3.
You think it was 3? I think it was like 1.5.
It was 3. It was like 3 hours. We took like 3 hours just recategorizing QuickBooks.
QuickBooks is tough.
QuickBooks is tough.
You like click on something and you go to start typing, but then it stops and then it has this weird pop-up, which I didn't ask for. I just meant to start typing in the box. And then I'm like, no. And then I click and then it unclicks. And then I have to re-click to select it and then I can type. For everything.
I'm sorry. I'm someone who, like, whenever, if I'm going to be organized, I want it to be, like, really...
Yeah, well now it's
really organized.
And I think it was going to take us, you know, doing taxes to figure out how we wanted to have QuickBooks.
Sure.
And we knew for next year.
Sure.
And next year, all I got to do is run that expenses report, and it's going to spit out everything, and we're going to give it to our tax guy, and it's going to be done.
Sure. But this year was hell.
Yeah.
It was absolute hell. Because it was confusing for a multitude of reasons. Earlier I was like, no, this is going to be really easy, and it actually turned out to be a lot more difficult. Because you were juggling, like, the self-employment stuff and the corporation stuff, but then it also got tricky because we moved, and that actually was pretty difficult. And the thing that was weird is that, like, we're getting 1099s from companies, and it's for the entire year, even though, like, you got paid, like, halfway through the year as an individual and then halfway, you know, as a corporation. I don't know. I just know that I have everything organized, and I have it more organized than I've ever had it. Like, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. We have the sheets and all of the other stuff. We're gonna, I gotta, you know, talk to our accountant tomorrow and get everything resolved. But yeah, it's done. What are you dancing around with?
My candle.
Oh, your little homesick
I lit
candle?
this today that you had given me for Christmas.
Yeah, the homesick candle.
And I can't speak for every state, but Wisconsin smells really good. Sagan agrees.
Sagan loves the smell of Wisconsin. Well, I'm glad that you've enjoyed your candle. Anyway, it's super late. I'm a little perturbed I stayed up this late, but also, like, I just wanted this to be done, and it's done. And this is the last time it'll ever be this difficult. Every single year for the rest of our lives will be a cakewalk. And I'm super excited because the last few years have been awful. And this year was really, really awful. So next year I'm looking forward to a break. I'm looking forward to it literally being done. And just being like, tax time, print, done. That'll be really exciting. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. And as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?